Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I'm Agam Vakil. Well, the Nifty has nearly touched the 10,000 mark, 4.4 points short of that, to be precise, on an intraday high. Eventually closing, however, with gains of 150 points. And we have seen that strength continue for the fifth straight day. So there certainly is a lot to talk about. And once again, today, we're seeing that gain coming in from a lot of these NBFCs, such as, of course, Bajaj Finserv, Bajaj Finance, Kotak Mahindra Bank, closing near days highs, up 8%. So a lot of strength there as well. And this is after the overhang of Uday Kotak's stake sale out of the picture for now. IndusInd Bank, Gale, Z Entertainment doing very well today as well. We have losses, however, in Coal India under a tad bit of pressure after seeing some amount of strength, should I say, perhaps reacting to the monthly volumes and production numbers. We have some weakness in Maruti Suzuki, ITC, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, but today, once again, belong to those stocks which did advance. Let's talk about the broader markets. And when it comes to the NSE 500, we have two gainers for one loser. The advance decline ratio is not as favorable as it was yesterday, but well, there certainly is a lot of momentum. Locked in a 20% upper circuit is Shoppers Stop and Chalet Hotels yet again. And we have IFCI, Trident, IDBI Bank, Vodafone Idea all doing quite well in today's day of trade. On the losing end, we have responsive industries, Max Financial Services, HDFC Life Insurance to a certain extent. So that's under a tad bit of pressure. But on the whole, things are certainly looking good. And on that note, let me get in our market senator, Niraj Shah, for his thoughts on the markets. Niraj, good afternoon. How are you reading into these things?
Yeah, Agam, good afternoon. It's yet another interesting day of trade, isn't it? I mean, the markets, I think the rally that we've seen since those 9,000 or 8,950 levels, it's almost not giving any chance to people who are sitting on the sidelines to get in, because it's been a day after the other wherein the markets have moved up, sometimes ignoring the global market cues as well. And that's pretty interesting. I mean, today as well, we didn't have great cues from the global markets per se, overnight or otherwise, but we've done well. And the corporate commentaries are not weak. I reckon you've spoken to Motherson Sumi, but Tata Motors, when they gave those flashes to Bloomberg, spoke about some positivity about economies opening up. I was talking to Metropolis, and they were saying that in June they would actually recover some of the losses that they had in the month of April as well, and May they have a bit of break even. So large, small, mid. The commentaries are not particularly weak. Cement companies are not looking weak at all. And look at that Tata Motors statement, as I was saying, right? They're saying that demand gradually starting to improve. JLR seeing encouraging recovery in China. All of that is pretty stellar. So the commentaries are looking okay, Agam. Let's wait and watch. It'll be interesting to see, Agam, what happens in the April May June quarter and to the commentaries in the month of July, because right now people might just be benefiting out of pent up demand as well. Agam, maybe your sound is off.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes. We will be watching out for some of those factors. Of course, as far as the FIs are concerned, again, as something that I am going to watch out for. And should we see a buy figure, which is today's day of trade, of course, it will be positive for the sentiment. Very quickly, it's the upper end of the spectrum for the Nifty has moved to 10,500 and more expected lines, because that is where we're seeing a little more writing. But I must also note that from here on, for the Nifty to advance further, it will be a tad tougher for it to move and sustain about 10,100, 10,200. Why? Because of the kind of writing that we have seen in the previous few days. So consolidation is a possibility, and of course, a little bit of correction, perhaps. But that is what the writing is suggesting as far as the Nifty is concerned. But as far as go, as I was already mentioning yesterday, a lot of short covering converted into fresh longs, and that is the case for Bajaj Finance as well as Kotak Mahindra Bank. So, I'm keen to keep an eye on watch out for the data that comes out of both these counters, specifically considering they're also a reasonably large cap stocks.
Yeah, the other thing is, I think Agam makes a very important point about how the market has had such an incessant rally, that what if the global markets were to play a little bit of spoil sport, and then the level of support for the Indian markets might be that much lesser, right? Because there is data to support that the market should go down. Just that liquidity is driving the markets higher, and there are other factors which are at play, a bit of a risk on mood as well. So it depends to be seen. The other key point is the markets may consolidate. The question is what happens to some of the uh, counters which haven't quite rallied. And I think if I can show that data, I'll try and show you the data about how the weaker financials have a lot of catch up to do, and whether or not we'll actually see these stocks actually moving up. Because the last 7 days, for example, you've seen Bajaj Finance, HDFC Bank, Kotak Bank, etc., all gain double digits, 14, 15, 16%. And you would think that everything is done hunky dory. But the smaller end of the spectrum, the Shriram Transport Finance or a Power Finance Corporation, Equitas, etc., all of them 1, 2, 3%. So the rallies out there haven't been that stellar. Agam, will be interesting to see if we indeed see the mid caps and the small caps, which have just started to participate the last 2 or 3 days. That participation happens in the financial space too. Or
Yes, absolutely. Well, the mid-cap space, of course, is going to be keenly watched out for to see if they catch up with the large caps. But on that note, Niraj, thank you so much for giving us that perspective.
thanks, Agam.
We're going to be watching out for a lot more earnings, this time from the mid-cap space. And we're also watching out for Britannia, where we could get a better idea how the foods companies have done. Of course, we already have earnings from Nestle, and that was a reasonably good quarter. But can Britannia, outshine? Let's wait and watch. But on that note, a wrap on the markets, but there's lots more lined up. Stay tuned to BloombergQuint.